What is up, fellow Mobile Legends players who got bags of battle points and diamonds ready to spare? My name is ShinmenTakezo, and we are here again to analyze new hero releases in this hero review. Today we'll be talking about a new new marksman to appear in the world of Mobile Legends, and he goes by the name of Granger. Yes, Granger. And again, I just have to say that please don't take this video as a guide on how to build or play Granger. I am only here to share my personal thoughts and experience playing him in the advanced servers so that I can give you an idea on who Granger is and help you in deciding for yourself if he is a good enough hero for you to spend your hard-earned battle points on. Now let's jump right into it. Granger is a marksman that is promised to deal more damage versus other marksmen with his basic attacks. This comes at the exchange of him only gaining half of the attack speed that you get from items and emblems. So he's a guy with high damage but slower attack speed compared to other marksmen. Additionally, he also has this basic attack mechanic that requires him to reload his weapon after firing 6 shots. These markers above his HP are the bullets, and if you run out of it, you can't basic attack for a few seconds until Granger finishes his reload. I guess he's the only marksman who didn't use the infinite bullet cheats. But although he has this kind of drawback, his 6th bullet, or the red marker here, is a guaranteed 100% critical strike if you hit someone with it, which might give you a great advantage, especially in early game when everyone has no items, no damage yet. So one good practice I can already imagine everyone using or everyone doing is use up your 5 bullets on minions as you clear the minion waves, and use your 6th bullet to hit the enemies for that automatic crit damage and harass them. He also doesn't use any mana or energy bars for his skills, so you only need to really worry about the cooldowns of your skills, which already gives you a clue on what we should build on him. His basic attack really feels so slow that early game it's kinda frustrating to jungle or kill minion waves. Using your basic attacks when trading damage with enemy heroes is even worse, since aside from your attack being too slow, you will also have to worry about that big downtime whenever you run out of bullets. You gotta stop for a bit and then fight back again. But this is why they made his skill 1 what it is. His skill 1 is this linear 6 bullet attack that also has an automatic crit on the 6th bullet, or the last one. It's a similar skill to Harley's card attack where you can still move around while shooting to make those bullets follow a strafing target. Given its short cooldown, and if you build cooldown reduction on him, it's okay to spam this skill, and I assure you that you'll be using this skill more than your basic attacks, especially mid to late game when it starts really hitting the enemies hard. It has a slightly longer range than your basic attacks to reach distant or running away targets, and it's pretty useful as a counter attack to enemies running towards you or chasing you when you're trying to get away. The only downside that I see on this skill, or the skill 1, is the low accuracy of the skill. You need to aim it, it can be blocked, or it can be avoided by enemy heroes. So you might miss a lot, like you might not land all your shots when shooting with this skill, but it's completely fine. Without the mana cost and the very low cooldown on it, you are free to spam it how many ever times you like. It's also what's gonna speed up or help you with clearing minion waves and killing jungle monsters. Now for his skill 2, it's a dash and it's pretty decent. It also gives you a damage boost on your next 2 basic attacks for a few seconds. Its range isn't that impressive compared to other heroes, but hitting your shots with skill 1 reduces the cooldown of this dash. Having this kind of relationship between his skill 1 and skill 2 will force you to try very hard to land all the 6 shots on your first skill. In return, Granger's kit will reward you with increased general mobility since the cooldowns between your dashes will be shorter. And in this meta of fast-moving dashing heroes or even flying fannies, Granger can easily blend in and belong because of this synergy. His ultimate skill is a long-range, powerful, exploding area damage skill that has 3 shots, and it auto crits on the last bullet as well. It's as devastating as Irithel's ult crits, but has a range that can compare to Leslie's ultimate. It's a pretty amazing skill, but again, this skill requires you, the player, to have good aiming skills, as all your 3 shots need to be manually aimed at the right target and all of it has a chance to miss. It also has this additional effect where in every shot you can roll or dash afterwards to a direction before Granger stays put again to line up his second shot or his next shot. There's nothing too special about it, about that dash, that roll, but I feel that it's just like a bonus additional mechanic. Now this ultimate is way better compared to Leslie's ultimate, where she just stands still in place like a sitting duck in the entire duration of her ult, but hers doesn't require you to aim each shot. Using this ultimate is gonna be very tricky, but the prize for mastering it is tremendous. You can finish off low enemy HP heroes that are running away during team fights. If enemies are grouped together or sticking together, it would be impossible to miss your shots, and you'll deal damage to all of them, like super high damage, and this will make it easier for your team to finish them off. And the safety you get by having this tremendous range and potential damage is priceless. Add to that, if you have an allied tank that can safeguard you from attacks from behind, this would really be one of the best damaging ults that makes sense in the game. But like I said, all of that is true if you can get good with the aiming. Now, I'm not gonna give you any build right now since it's bullshit to know what the best build is for a hero that just came out like within 24 hours. But if it were me, based on his skills and the passive and how Granger works, I will prioritize getting these stats in order. I'm gonna get damage, since obviously you want damage on any marksman. You want to maximize his cooldown reduction or getting cooldown reductions on him so you can spam your skill 1 to compensate for the lack of attack speed. And then you also need critical chance or crit damage so that you don't have to wait for your 6th bullet every time you're fighting someone. But yeah, attack speed would probably work on him, but like I said, Granger's passive will halve the attack speed that you'll get from items. If you're gonna get like a Windtalker with a 40% attack speed, you'll only get 20%. It's just gonna be forcing it. For emblems, I would go for Assassin Emblem for that safe pick, since it offers you cooldown reduction, it's got critical chance, it's got movement speed, it's got penetration, and getting more gold per kill ain't that bad. Marksman emblem set is actually a good emblem for him if you think about it, since you got damage, you got crit damage, crit chance, but I would stay away from it since it has attack speed and I'd only get half of the attack speed from this emblem. For battle spells, I'd still use Sprint and Purify generally for every marksman right now, except maybe Claude, but Aegis might be good since you already have dash, and if you can manage to be accurate with your skill 1, your dash would have super low cooldown, so that'll make you really mobile, that you might not need any battle spell for mobility. Or you can even get Inspire, since it gives you some attack speed that might be halved as well, but it also gives you physical penetration, so it's good in increasing Granger's burst damage. And so to round this up, Granger is a skill reliant type of hero. If you've been playing attack speed type heroes or marksmen like Claude, Moskov, or even Kimmy with her super fast bullet shooting, it will totally feel different because of how his kit works, where playing as Granger means you don't rely on your basic attacks. It is not advisable to get attack speed items on him since you'll only get half of the attack speed that you paid for. But this does not mean he can't go toe-to-toe against other marksmen. He might not have the attack speed on his basic attacks, but he has this 6-shot skill 1 to compensate for it. And the reloading mechanic isn't really a problem as well. You just have to work around it by using your skill 1 to continue blasting down your enemies after you have used up all your basic attack bullets or while you're reloading. And compared to other low tier marksmen, I think his mobility with skill 2 is one of the best. Maybe even nearly as good as Carrie spamming her skill 2 dash. It is already on a very low cooldown, and if you get good enough with hitting your skill 1 resulting in reduced cooldown on skill 2 per hit, you'll be dashing all the time, allowing you to better position yourself in team fights, dodge skill shots, and escape losing battles easily. His ultimate takes practice in hitting targets, but it's so much more rewarding than ults like Leslie's single target sniper shots, since Granger's ultimate can hit multiple targets with its explosion. The movement or the small dash every time you shoot a bullet with your ult, that's yeah, that's okay. That's a good thing. It doesn't get you far, but it will help you in dodging skill shots while doing your ult. You will definitely feel the slowness of his basic attacks even if you're full build and it's late game. But that's the thing. The game is asking you to use Granger's skills more in between of your basic attack downtimes, and in return, you will be rewarded with dealing more damage than any average marksman. If the kind of marksman that you want is the one that relies on tapping that basic attack button, then Granger might not be for you. But for everyone else who wants to take on the challenge of managing his bullets, hitting your skill 1 for his dash cooldowns resets, and landing that beautiful ult, then Granger might just be your guy. I rate this hero a 4 out of 20. In short, a very high rating. So I hope this helps you out in deciding if you want to get this guy. Comment down your thoughts on this new hero Granger, or if you're gonna buy him or not. And again, my name is ShinmenTakezo. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!